is Todd Christensen, and I'm originally from Idaho. I've spent about the last 15 years up in Alaska. I've been flying since I was a kid. As a young kid, I remember being out in the fields and watching the crop dusters fly over, and I knew that at some point I was going to fly. I really never looked back. And of course, living in Alaska, had the opportunity to just take an airplane so many amazing and cool places. As of recently, the last year or so, I've been working with Aviat. Most of my bush flying has been done in lightweight Super Cubs and experimental Cubs. Just started flying the Husky. I have actually really fallen in love with it. Quite an amazing airplane. My goal personally is to show that the Husky can compete against any of the other bush planes out there. And so we had the opportunity to go down and go to the Lone Star competition. We got there hoping for good warm weather, and it was terrible weather. Lots of rain and low clouds, but we spent a couple days. First day we just practice, and really actually some of the funnest flying. Really hard rain, but didn't stop us a bit. We had a great time flying, practicing in the rain. And then the next day was just as bad, and that was the competition. The Husky performed flawless, really did. So as we watched some of this video from the Texas STOL competition and all these awesome looking Huskies flying, there's a couple things I'd just like to visit about. The first being airspeed. Of course, it's no secret to anybody how important that is in really all aspects of our flying. But one of the things we talk about all the time is landing short. And without flying that airplane as close to stall speed as possible, we're never going to get the most out of it. Oftentimes we see so many folks come in and they're landing that airplane way faster than they need to. They're going 10, 15, 20 miles an hour faster. Causes bouncing, causes all kinds of braking issues. And we come in on our final, slow it down to the slowest possible flight speed that we can do, airspeed that we can fly, and touch ground at that speed. Our rollouts are going to be short. And the Husky does it so very well. I love it because of it. It's very forgiving, it's very docile, and it's very easy to fly. One of the second things that is incredibly nice with the Husky is very different than a lot of these other light airplanes. If you fly a carbon Cub or an experimental Cub, tail comes off really quickly when you go to take off. Well, part of that is because it's a little bit lighter. The other part is gear placement. And the Husky is designed with that gear a little farther forward, which gives us a little longer fulcrum, a little longer arm, and a little more weight in the tail. And at first when you take off, you think, oh, that didn't come up as quick. However, there's always a flip side. And the flip side for the Husky is when you land. You're able to land and you are able to get on those brakes. You know, when you fly a super light Cub, whether it's experimental or carbon Cub, that tail comes up and you're really balancing carefully on that to keep it from going on the nose. And the Husky is so forgiving that way. You can absolutely stand on those brakes and you can stop quick. For me, I just love it. Translates into getting to better fishing holes, getting to better ski hills, getting to better ridge tops, and it's really the reason why I fly, so that I can go just the coolest places that you would never dream of taking an airplane. I watch these Huskies go up against the Cubs, and so often people don't really think a Husky can do that, but they can. On the short field arena, they can. Once you get them in the air, and if you want to travel, and they'll beat the Cub hands down in creature comforts and just being a really highly finished airplane that's beautiful, but it's also fast, and it's really rugged. It's a super strong airplane, and so what a pleasure to fly that Husky at the Lone Star competition.